The Route 16 Grind, Episode 4. Hello? Hello? Anybody see Chuck? Chuck?
The Route 16 Grind is sponsored by C-State Coffee, Warren Industries, Tuffy Security Products, and Route 16 Off-Road. Welcome to the Route 16 Grind, the podcast for outdoor adventurers. Each week, we bring you information related to off-road and outdoor activities. If you wheel, hunt, fish, overland, or are an all-around adventurer, this podcast is for you. Each week, we pour a cup of C-State coffee and talk about informative topics, the gear, and the training that can help you have a successful outdoor adventure. We have amazing contributors and some great conversation. So, grab your cup and enjoy the show. Here are your hosts, Brian and Chuck.
Happy Thanksgiving! Welcome back to the Route 16 Grind. I'm your host, Brian. I'll be solo for this holiday episode, as my fellow host, Chuck, is out enjoying the holidays early with his family. As for my Thanksgiving plans, I'm pretty excited about my niece coming into town. She's a model up in New York right now. She's walked the stage, catwalk, wherever they call it, for LA Fashion Week. She has like over 130,000 followers on Instagram. I think it's pretty crazy. I'm just really proud of her. Find her at Alaska Nikki on Instagram. But guys, she's taken. Okay, maybe. I'm not sure. But that's what I tell everyone that asks. My wife, my sons, my mother-in-law, we're all pretty excited to see her. It's a surprise visit, and for that, I'm pretty thankful for. We have another Patreon. Thank you, Mr. John Mapes, for becoming a $5 a month Patreon. Thank you very much, not only for investing in the show with your contribution, but donating your time to give our listeners an awesome interview. We look forward to bringing you back on when you have more to share on the potential 36-hour race. Make sure you give John a follow at Nora4x4 on Instagram and Facebook. Thanks, John. Really appreciate it. Maybe you're interested in supporting the show. How about becoming a Route 16 Grind Patreon? You can come to become a Patreon today for as little as $1 a month. It's not just a contribution, but it's an investment that goes directly to the show. Help this podcast to expand and grow, with benefits for each level range from a shout-out during the show, connecting with us directly on Discord, receiving swag, to being listed as a show producer with bonus benefits. We also accept Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. Check out the show notes for the links to our Patreon page and our cryptocurrency wallet.
Since 1989, Tuffy Security Products has been the industry leader in automotive security. Tuffy has a variety of vehicle-specific consoles, drawers, and lockboxes. Tuffy manufactures adventure-ready organization and security for your Jeep, truck, or SUV. Visit TuffyProducts.com and use special offer code GRIND to save 10% on your order.
On this episode of the Route 16 Grind, we're not going to have an outdoor update, but we will have From the Field report, where I will share stories of 2 new hunters that will let you know you can never be too young or too old to get outside and start your hunting tradition. In the dirt, rock, and mud, I'm going to share some details about the off-road truck that has set the internet on fire. In the Cup of Joe segment, I will share with you a last-minute turkey recipe that is very easy and make you a Thanksgiving Day master chef.
The Red Warren Badge says you're equipped to handle anything, ready to conquer any challenge that may come your way. That badge has stood for off-road excellence for more than 70 years. During that time, we haven't stopped innovating or striving for perfection. Be ready, be prepared, go Warren.
When you hear the calls, you know we have a report from the field. This week, I'm going to talk about 2 special first-time hunters. The first one is a 104-year-old woman who shot her first buck after getting her hunting license on opening day. Florence Teeters, a 104-year-old Wisconsin woman, got her first hunting license this week and nabbed a deer on her first time out. Teeters vowed to hunt last year after she holed up with her son, Bill, in a hunting blind. The pair watched for deer together, but only Bill could take the shot. The mother of 5 who raised her children to be hunters decided she wanted a buck of her own. So this week, she returned to the blind, a licensed hunter. Yes, it was her idea to get a license, and yes, this was her first license. Her son told the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources Bureau of Law Enforcement. And after about 2 hours of watchful waiting, the pair spotted a buck 90 feet away. I tapped her on the knee, and I pointed. The young repeater said. She nodded, smiled, and then she took the shot. It was a direct hit. I got a buck, she hollered. With her win, she became the oldest Wisconsin woman to get a license and harvest a deer, the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources said. After raising a family of hunters, this young lady chose this opportunity to partake in Wisconsin's long-established tradition of deer hunting, said DNR Secretary-designee Preston D. Cole in a news release. This proves that Wisconsin's gun deer hunting season is for every generation. But the Centurion is probably used to the excitement. Bill said his mother is an avid zipliner and makes it a point to party at Mardi Gras every year. Well, Florence, you have another achievement to celebrate. The link to the full story will be in our show notes. The second hunter is one dear to my heart. His name is Austin, and he's my son. When Austin was 6 years old, he approached me and asked me if he could see my guns in my safe. I was hesitant. I looked at him and I said, let's go talk to Mom. I wanted to make sure she was comfortable with it. After we received Mom's blessing, I gave him the 4 safety rules to memorize. Treat all guns as if they were loaded, even if you assured them to be unloaded. Never point your gun at anything you're not willing to shoot. Keep your finger off the trigger, outside the trigger guard, until you are up on your target with the intention to shoot. Be sure of your target, and always consider the background. I told him once you memorize and understood these, you can see the guns in my safe. It took him about a day. I showed him all the handguns and rifles, checking them over, ensure they were on safe, make sure they were clear, overemphasizing each one of the safety rules, and talking about each one as I handed each handgun and rifle. After that, Austin never asked about the guns for about 2 years. At that point, he wanted to shoot one. I have a practice handgun that I used to work with him for a little bit, and at that time I came to the conclusion that he was not ready. It would be a while before I would take him shooting, a long while. I want to ensure he was ready. I want to assure he was going to be safe. We went shooting a few times, but this year, he took an honest interest in it. It was not me forcing it upon him, but it truly became his own interest. When my nephew came down to visit, we all went shooting, and Austin showed me a lot that day. Watching him shoot, watch him handle a few malfunction, remaining calm, keeping the gun pointed in the safe direction, applying the things that we worked on. It was then I knew he was ready for the next step, hunting. Like when I first introduced him to guns, the focus was safety and awareness. I contacted Mortalis or Outdoor Adventure in Calabash, North Carolina. Given both of the owners are former Force Recon Marines, I knew there were many things I would not have to worry about as much as if I would just be taking him to another property. I wanted my son's first hunting experience to be safe, the hunting guides to be knowledgeable, professional, and patient. Both Ryan Kupris, or Coop, and Jeremy Austin were just that, and more. You see, I've been out of hunting for a while. There are things I've forgotten, and techniques I just never knew. What I know is I'm not an expert. And if I want to have a safe experience where my son and I both come out as better hunters, I would need to find a great property with some great hunting guides. And Mortalis Outdoor Adventures was it. When we arrived, the very first thing we did was BZR rifles. The rifle I purchased Austin was a Savage Apex Hunter 110 and 6.5 Creedmoor. I was pretty happy with his performance with that rifle, and Jeremy was awesome, instructing him, dialing his scope in to ensuring that he was safe, he was confident, and he was ready for the hunt. Austin took about 3 rounds to get dialed in, with 2 of those rounds fitting probably in a nickel. Let's just say it took me a little bit more than 3 rounds. When we went back to the 100-yard mark, Austin was just dinging steel. It was a great BZO, he was safe, and he left that range pretty confident. Now it was time to get in the stand. Earlier in the day, Coop also drove us out around a couple of properties, get us familiar to what they do, how they do it, and I gotta tell you, I'm pretty impressed. They know the land, they know the people in the community, and they know the animals in the area. When it was time to get in the stand, Coop and Jeremy switched Austin out with a 6.5 Creedmoor AR platform with an IR scope. They made sure that he was familiar with it, understood how to use it, and then when it was time to go, grabbed our gear, we got in the truck, and off we went. Once Coop dropped us off and we got situated into our stand, about 10 minutes went by and Austin goes, "Dad, where are they at?" I looked at him and said, "Son, welcome to hunting." About every 10 or 15 minutes, Austin would look through the scope, hoping to see something. There wasn't really a lot of movement. There was some good action on the camera. There was great food plots, but the animals just weren't coming. Every now and then, Coop would hit us up, asking how we're doing. We're doing just great. Austin and I were bonding. He got a chance to see me in an element that I truly enjoy, and I got to see him excited about a whole new experience. Austin continued to scan through his scope, hoping to see something. And a little while later, Coop eventually hit us up and said, hey, we got some pigs in another field. I was really excited. I let Austin know, said, hey man, let's go. Grab your gear. So we grab our gear, put it on, and we start hiking back to the camp. Now, it's not that far of a hike, but I like the fact that we are hiking back to the camp in the dark, little bit of flashlight. It's raining. Just a great setting for a great hunting experience. Wasn't that cold, but it definitely was wet. We finally get back to camp, and we link up with Coop, and we start talking a little bit, and he tells us, yep, hey, we got this great field. We had some pigs in there. Now, that's one great thing about having an experienced hunting guide. They know all the properties in the area that they have leases with. They know where to go to, at what times. If one doesn't have any action, they know where to take you to. And that was one of the biggest benefits of working with Coop and Jeremy at Mortalis Outdoor Adventures. So we get in the truck, we move on, and we get into another field. And the moment has come. We find a field full of pigs. They hand me a thermal where I can look over Austin's shoulder. He has a rifle now that has a thermal sight on it, and he starts sighting in. Now, I'm looking through my thermal, and I'm looking at it, telling Austin, hey man, go ahead and take the shot. But he's not. He's taking his time, and he's being patient. Now, I'm kind of nervous for him. But what is happening at this moment right now is Austin's applying all the things that I have taught him for the last 6 years. You don't take that shot unless you're absolutely sure. You pull that trigger nice and easy. Should be a surprise break. Make sure you have good sight picture. Make sure that stock is in your shoulder. Make sure you're aware of your surroundings. Apply all of the safety rules. Control your breathing. And Austin's doing all those things. He's focused. He's disciplined. And I am so proud to watch this moment. And phew, this pig goes straight down. I'm looking through my thermal, not a twitch, no movement. Definitely ain't getting up and running away. This thing is down. I was like, Austin, you got him. You definitely got him. And he's super excited. I see his big beaming smile. We bump knucks. And that is a moment that I'm going to cherish forever. That moment right there. This first hunt, this first harvest my son, Austin, accomplished, like I said, was years in the making. I know some dads, they might not have the same approach, but he's my son. And this was my approach. And let me tell you, I'm still at this very moment so excited for my son. When he put that hog down, we bumped knuckles and smiled together. That is a memory I will never let go. When we returned back to camp, I told him, son, I'm so proud of you. You provided for your family. And that is something you should be very proud of yourself for. So this Christmas, thanks to Austin, pork ribs and ham will be on the menu. And I'll make sure to let you know how it was. Have a great story from your hunting or fishing adventure? We would love to hear about it. So send us some pics with a brief story to route16.com and select contact. That's ROOTONESIX.com and select contact.
Hey, this is Nikki-G, and I've got a question about hunting with dogs. I see people traveling with dogs all the time for hunting. And other than waterfowl retrieval, I don't see what else would you use dogs for. Seems like they make too much noise. And I know if I let my dog the craps a lot out, loose in the woods, he's going to find a trash can and knock it over. And into the question of dog people and cat people. I'm a dog person, and my wife's a cat person. It worked out great because she already got used to the idea of loving something that was dumb and selfish. All right, guys. Keep up the good work. I'll catch you later. Everyone, bye.
Oh, Nikki-G, thank you so much for calling, brother. I appreciate it. I hope you're having a great Thanksgiving. Enjoy your time with CTR this weekend out on the trail. Want to be on the show? Maybe share with us some interesting hunting, fishing, overlanding, wheeling, or adventuring news? Then give us a call at the Route 16 hotline at 919-694-3356, and maybe you will be on our next show.
In the Rock, Mud, and Dirt is brought to you by Warren Industries. At Warren, we pour our effort and our thirst for adventure into every product we make. You better believe American pride runs deep here in Clackamas, Oregon. Here, a small army of engineers, technicians, machinists, and assemblers design and refine Warren products, bringing them as close to perfection as possible. Their work is backed up by legendary quality control that doesn't just stand up to rigid Warren standards, it lives up to the toughest demands of the world's top vehicle manufacturers and military suppliers. How do we know? Because they've partnered with Warren for decades. This quest for peerless reliability, this Warren difference, will be around as long as Warren Industries is in business. At least another 70 years. Go prepared. Go Warren.
Welcome to In the Rock, Mud, and Dirt segment. This is the part of the show where we cover topics from the trail and off-road industry. This week I'm going to cover the truck that is breaking the internet. You might have heard about it, the Tesla Cybertruck. First off, you either love the looks or think it's ugly as a jacked-up gremlin. Wait, that actually might look pretty cool. Regardless, whatever you think about the looks, you cannot ignore the specs on this Blade Runner-looking vehicle. Tesla states the Cybertruck is better utility than a truck with more performance than a sports car. Cybertruck is built with an exterior shell that for ultimate durability and passenger protection. Starting with nearly impenetrable exoskeleton, every component is designed for superior strength and endurance. From the ultra-hard 30X cold-rolled stainless steel structure skin to Tesla armor glass. The ultra-strong glass and polymer-layered composite can absorb and redirect impact force for improved performance and damage tolerance. Although I think they might be working on the armor glass spec, thanks to a demo that did not work out so well. With up to 3,500 pounds of payload capacity and adjustable air suspension, Cybertruck is the most powerful tool Tesla has ever built. With vault-like storage, there is space for your toolbox, tire, and cyber quad, with room to spare. Utilizing 100 cubic feet for exterior lockable storage, including the underbed, trunk, and sail pillars. The Cybertruck has the ability to pull infinite mass and towing capability of over 14,000 pounds. Cybertruck can perform in almost any extreme situation with ease. It comes with adaptive air suspension that allows you to raise and lower the suspension 4 inches in either direction for easy access to the Cybertruck or vault. With self-leveling capabilities, adapt to any occasion and assist with every job. From rugged to refined, Cybertruck is completely adaptable for your needs. Prepare for every experience with this versatile design, including onboard power and compressed air. The top-of-line trim with the tri-motor all-wheel drivetrain can go from 0 to 60 in 2.9 seconds with an estimated range of 500 miles. The vault length is 6.5 feet and the towing capacity is 14,000 pounds. It is autopilot capable. It comes with adaptive air suspension, ground clearance up to 16 inches, an approach angle of 35 degrees, and a departure angle of 28 degrees. It might not look pretty, but make no mistakes, this is a serious rig on the trail. Looking at it, I don't see a lot of area for aftermarket upgrades. Like, where would you place a winch? But no doubt Tesla is way ahead of us on this. It is my opinion that these things like the winch, storage boxes, or overland favorites like the roof rack might be features to come at some point. If you want to order yourself a Cybertruck, just go to tesla.com/Cybertruck. Make sure to have at least 50 grand. This is just for the bare bone base model. You're going to need at least 70,000 for the top of the line trim. And how about adding that full service self-driving mode? Well, that's just going to be another $7,000. If you get one, let us know. We love to go for a ride.
Imagine walking back to your vehicle in the parking lot and seeing glass on the ground with your door wide open. Your stomach drops and your world is turned upside down. Don't become a victim of opportunistic thieves. Be proactive and install a Tuffy. Since 1989, Tuffy Security Products has been the key to locking it up. Tuffy has adventure-ready consoles, drawers, and lockboxes available for your rig. With universal and vehicle-specific options, has something for what you drive. Organize your rig and secure your gear by visiting TuffyProducts.com today. And special offer code GRIND to save 10% on your order. That's GRIND in the special offer code box when you go to checkout at TuffyProducts.com. The Cup of Joe segment is brought to you by Seastate Coffee. Have you ever actually drank good coffee? Stop wasting your money on old, stale coffee from the store and make the switch to Seastate Coffee. Seastate Coffee is a United States Marine Corps veteran-owned and operated roastery, selling premium coffee that's roasted on order and delivered fresh to you. Order your coffee today at www.seastatecoffee.com.
Welcome to the Cup of Joe Thanksgiving Day special. So for this week's Cup of Joe, I'm going to hook you up because you might be looking for that turkey recipe. It is now 0 hour and you're like, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? I don't know how to fry my turkey. Well, I'm going to help you out. So the recipe I got was from my buddy Dax years ago. And you can actually find it on allrecipes.com. It's a great deep fried turkey marinade recipe. All you're going to need is 1 bottle of Italian dressing, preferably zesty, half a cup of cayenne pepper, half a cup of black pepper, 1 cup of Creole seasoning, and 2 tablespoons of garlic powder. So what you're going to do, take 3/4 of that bottle of Italian dressing, pour it in a bowl, and take all the different things, the cayenne pepper, the black powder, the Creole seasoning, the garlic powder, you throw it all in there. You mix it up. It's going to be like a thick kind of paste. Then what you're going to do is you're going to put this marinade on your turkey. Make sure to get it all over, both sides, all on the insides, the creases, etc. You're going to put that on top of a pan, put that in the fridge. Wait, I said 3/4 of the bottle, right, of Italian dressing. That last quarter, go ahead and dump in the cavity. But while you're doing that, make sure you took out the neck and, that little packet of innards and stuff. You might want to remove that too. So we're deep frying a turkey. You want to make sure it's defrosted. Hopefully it's defrosted for you and put the marinade on. If you haven't defrosted it yet, you're probably SOL and you're going to probably just get some KFC later today. So what I would recommend is go ahead, if you already have all that done, you go out and get your deep fryer ready. All right, not sure what setup you have. I got one of those 30-quart ones you put on top of a burner. So I have a safe area, fire pit area that I'll use. It's a, stone kind of patio. You have my fire extinguisher out there and grab my hose, wet the ground around, make sure it's all safe. Again, ensuring that my turkey is defrosted, which it is. When we get that going, make sure my temperature of my oil, my peanut oil, is up about 350 degrees. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cook this turkey about 3.5 minutes per pound. As far as the internal temperature of the turkey, I want to make sure that's up to 180 degrees when I pull that thing out. Now, one thing I failed to mention, I put my turkey with all the marinade on overnight and let it sit in my fridge. So it's going to marinate for more than 8 hours. Given that you might be in an emergency situation, well, try and get it in the fridge as long as possible. So I wish you luck if you are utilizing this recipe. And if you did, why don't you go ahead and hit us up at route16.com and select contact. And let us know how it went. Send us pictures. With it being Thanksgiving, I definitely want to mention things that I'm thankful for. Absolutely thankful for this past weekend. Spending that time with my son, bonding, enjoying ourselves outdoors, taking on a new adventure. We had such a blast. I was so proud of him. Like, we were in Waffle House at 2 a.m, eating. We were out there all day, super excited. It's great to see my son in this light, and I look forward to many more hunts with him and many more years to come. Other things I'm thankful for the rest of my family. I'm thankful for my other son, my older son, my son Tyler. He is just a ball of joy. He is pure love. Now, some of y'all know, some of y'all don't know, my older son has Down syndrome. So there's some things that probably not going to experience that I can experience with Austin. But let me tell you what, that kid, he knows happiness. He knows love. He knows kindness. He doesn't have a hateful bone in him. There's so many lessons that I have learned from him and so many things and characteristics that I would like to achieve that he has. That person is pure love, and I'm so grateful to have him in my life. My wife, holy cow, that poor woman. Years of military service, years post my military service, always a lot of times on the road and out the door and stuff, and just constantly being a supportful person. There's been some challenging times and there's been some fun times, and the best part about it is we have a partnership. And I'm very grateful for her. And it's just like what I shared with, my son wanting to look at my guns. That's a part of the partnership. I mean, it wasn't something I was going to do without going to her and asking her opinion and her thoughts on it. That's what we have, and I'm very grateful for it. I'm thankful for my mother-in-law. She lives with us. She helps out. The kids love her. I love her. And it's a joy to have her around, although sometimes she probably feels that might not be the case. I'm kind of grumpy sometimes. But let me tell you, Mom, I hope you listen to this, and I truly appreciate you being around and love you so much. As I said earlier when I opened up the show, I'm really thankful that my niece Nikki's coming down for a visit. She's going to be spending 3-4 days. I'm not really sure how long she's going to be here. It's going to be great seeing her. I'm so proud of her success. I'm so proud of her not shying away from her goals. Not an easy industry to be in, and she's pushing it, and I'm super, super proud of her. Many other things to be thankful for. I'm thankful for my health. I'm thankful for the job that I have. I'm thankful for the great company that I work for. I'm thankful for the great clients that I support. I'm thankful for my fellow coworkers, my colleagues with the company I'm with. I'm grateful for Route 16 Off-Road and the Route 16 Grind. And speaking of the Route 16 Grind, Chuck, I miss our conversation. I definitely miss the outdoor update. I know our listeners do as well. So we're looking forward to seeing you come back here next week and sharing all that wonderful information. For all y'all listening right now, I kept it short, I kept it sweet. I hope you enjoyed the show. Enjoy your Thanksgiving holiday. Make sure to be thankful. There's something to always be thankful for. Every day you wake up and you open those eyes and you take a breath, it's already a gift, and be thankful for that.
Thanks for listening to the Route 16 Grind. We want to thank our amazing sponsors, Warren Industries, Tuffy Security Products, Sea State Coffee, and Route 16 Off-Road for their support. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and more. Just look for Route 16. That's ROOTONESIX. Or just go to Route16.com. Until next week, plan smart, be safe, and as always, be prepared.
Yeah!